Hi, everyone. I'm so excited to talk today because what I really want to focus on this week is the idea that you can be a creative person and you can also understand your numbers, that the two are not these polar opposite things, these opposite side of your mind or your thought process, but that really good financial understanding can also mean that we use your creative mind. Here's the thing. You know your business better than anyone else. So, what I want to do is walk through our weekly forecast, which can be a simplified way to really look at what's going on in your business and then to draw upon all of those creative things that you know best about your business so we can get the best result. So, when I look at our forecast here, if you notice, this is, just an example. What I love about the forecast is it's three things, right? It's your sales, obviously, but then it's three important costs. It's your cost of goods, it's your labor, and then it's everything else put together in one bucket. Now, for those of you that are chefs, especially, this is hard because you say, well, I can't just lump everything together, right? That doesn't make any sense, but it actually does, because what we're going to do with this is really look at what's important. And what's important is really my sales and finding my break even. So if I look at week one, right, I'm saying my sales are 50,000, my cost of goods are 34.5%, my labor is 40%, and then my operating expenses, everything else that it takes me to run my business is 16,000, which means that I'm actually at a loss of 37.50. Now you might say, well, maybe it's not 16.5. Well, really that other number, that's a longer process, right? I could cut some operating costs, but it's probably going to take me 30, 60, 90 days to do it. And if I'm really looking for impact now, I need to know what's my break even. And what I find from doing this forecast tool is it's not 50,000, which means I want to draw upon my creativity. I want to look at creative ways, big picture ways that I can improve to get to break even now. So by looking at this, what I find is I really need to get close to $60,000 before I get my break even to a point, which means I need an extra $10,000 a week. So you, the business owner, are the only one who really knows how you can get to an extra 10,000 for the week. It's not something that's going to come from your CFO, your controller, your bookkeeper, right? But by looking at this creatively, what I want you to see is the possibility, not the frustration, but the possibility. Is there something else I could add to my menu? Is there a different time of day I could be open? Is there a whole new business that I'm missing out on? Maybe a bar menu or a happy hour or having a special event once a week, a tasting menu. All of those things are creative things, but they also have financial impact, right? So it's not just I'm going to be creative for the sake of being creative. I'm going to be creative so I can find a better bottom line. So what I want us to do this week is really look at this as you are the one in control. You're the one who has this information. And even if you need your bookkeeper, your accountant, your accounting team to put this together, that by thinking creatively is going to lead to the best result. So as you're looking at your forecast tool, I know this seems like it's missing some things, or it's not everything for some of you. Some people like it because it is simplified. I want you to look at this as a very important place to start. That if we're looking for impact right now, we're looking for this week to be better than last week, this is the way to get there. And this tool is the most impactful way for you to use 20 minutes of your time and really see a path forward. Because just by 20 minutes, by taking my rough average of cost of goods, my rough average of labor, and my rough average of operating costs, I'm able to see that I need to do something different. And I need to do something different right now. And by doing this, I can then use my creativity, my talents in a way that's going to impact my business this week. And that is by exploring better margin things. Again, if I'm going to do a bar menu, maybe I'm going to do a bar menu with the cost of goods of 25% or 28%, because that's going to bring down my average. And just by changing my average a little bit, by having better margin product, that will probably get me to a better result next week, right? So if I say my bar menu, I'm going to say times 30%, right? I'm able to bring it down 4 percentage points, let's say, then all of a sudden, that's all I had to do. Right now I'm at break even. And maybe I, instead of needing 10,000, need 4,000, which is not that bad, right? That's much better than 10. And look at that. I'm very close to break even. So what we want to do is be able to create a tool that's able to move quickly. So you can explore different things, because maybe our idea is several different ways to get to a much better result in the next week. Maybe it's, I'm going to do something with my cost of goods, which really would be offering things that have a better margin, promoting things that have a better margin. It doesn't have to be I'm slashing everything and I'm, firing my marketing team and that's it. But what are the blend between, okay, I could do a bar menu, I could do a promotion that's going to shave off 3-4% of cost of goods right now by being efficient, and then maybe it's 5,000 more in sales, right? So now I know I need a $5,000 more in sales combined with better margin will lead me to break even. And then the next week, what could I do to continue that on? Okay, I'm going to continue on my cost of goods being better. I'm also still going to increase my sales. Maybe I'm going to add a catering, or I'm going to add offsite or something else there to now have sales higher by 7,500, and I still have my better margin. I haven't done anything with my labor, right? But maybe in week 3 or week 4, I want to attack my labor to get that down a couple of percentage points. And all of a sudden, I've taken what felt like a horrible situation and quick, right? Found a path forward that isn't crazy, right? Customers coming in the door don't think that I've changed concepts, right? We were Mexican and now we're burgers. It's nothing that extreme, but little things that can make a huge difference by allowing your creativity to go wild, because you, the founder of this company, you know your customer, you know what your customer wants. And I know you're sitting on things that you know would excite your customer base, that you know would bring more people in the door. And all we want to do is blend that with an understanding of what's going to help our bottom line. So yes, we want to bring them in the door, but let's also bring them in the door with something that has slightly better margin, right? Which could be a win-win, not sacrificing quality, not sacrificing product at all, but just using your creativity in a way that also builds a good financial plan for not a year from now, for right now, for the next 4 weeks. And by doing this, all of a sudden, we're able to drastically change the way our business model looks and the profits that we have in the bottom line today. So I hope you see this as a great way to inspire you to not be afraid of being creative or think that by being creative, you can't also do accounting, but by seeing that the two really do work together. I look forward to next week on our Monday Mastermind, and let's make this a great week that builds our bottom line and drives us to a great January.